If the power of any dictatorship is built on the willfulness of the public, then you have to ask, what degree of unwillfulness is necessary to begin dismantling things? This has happened in every authoritarian government in history, except for the ones that are still ongoing. And in the ones that are still ongoing, they have to manage it aggressively. Look at what goes on in Belarus. Look at what goes on in Hungary. Look at what goes on in Turkey. Look at what goes on in Russia. Look at what goes on in Georgia. Look at what goes on in, I don't know, Uzbekistan, okay? Look at what goes on in Iran. It's hard to talk about North Korea because we don't get a lot of information out of there. But Iran, China? Yeah. Except those times they weren't the richest country to ever exist with nuclear weapons. Shut your damn mouth, okay? Russia and China both have nuclear weapons. Even these authoritarian governments, okay? They have to kowtow to the whims of the people. It's a balancing act, all right? We're not talking about one set of authoritarians. We're talking about an incredibly complicated dynamic, an intricate, tapestry of dialectics where you have power and counterpower resolving themselves through, action, inaction sometimes. It's a big dance, and we're all on the dance floor, okay? I know some of you socially anxious motherfuckers, you think you're not on the dance floor. You are on the dance floor, okay? The chairs in the back, that's the dance floor too. You're just in the chair on the dance floor. And all your friends are embarrassed by you because you won't get up there and dance. We need to dance. As powerful as the Chinese Communist Party is, they have worked for decades to placate the unrest of their population. That placating is predicated largely on the fact that they have legitimately improved the quality of life of most middle-class Chinese people. Hundreds of millions of people. With Iran, there's a lot at play. Iran is not that bad of a country to live in, depending on where in Iran you are. It's not fully destitute. It's not like Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever. And at the same time, there have been degrees of capitulation from the radical Islamist government towards their more agnostic population. That is to say, Iran's government is run militantly Islamically, but their population doesn't necessarily act like it. In Saudi Arabia, their government is insincerely religious, but out of practicality, they lean it back for tourists because they want Western investment. In Iran, their government is sincerely religious. They roll it back because they knew that if they applied all of these standards full force, the people would revolt. So with all of this, okay, just don't with the, what do we need to do to get out of this? I don't know, man. Learn how to garden. Don't annoy me. You're annoying. You're tiresome. I get asked this question a lot, man. People need to be discontented. People need to be upset. So what can you do? Discontent people. There is absolutely no way the clowns that are currently running our executive branch are competent enough to not fuck this up. They are going to make mistakes. They are going to break this country in ways that are beneficial to essentially no one except for like 5 guys. And it doesn't matter how well they control the media, because people are, Americans especially, entitled and conscious of their own living conditions. They will cut back on the Medicare, the Medicaid, the Social Security. They will lie in ways that hurt people directly, okay? Just keep that in mind, all right? Our goal is to accelerate the conditions that hasten the development of that antagonism towards the government. And that can be done in a million ways. Promoting labor, strikes, unions, unions come before strikes, of course. Local organizing, participate in your town halls, get active locally, talk at length about the deprivation of your community at the hands of Trump's regime. Try to reform things on a local level where the federal government can't really reach you. Talk to people. Get to know your neighbors. Learn how to cook. There are plenty of things to do. Just don't ask me dumb questions, okay? That's the one thing you can't do, okay? You're not allowed to do that. Sure, join a tenants union, whatever. I don't give a shit. Whatever makes you happy.